Welcome to week 3 of The Artist's Way. This was a really intense week. First of all, this week talked about criticism, how to deal with it, and how to spot criticism that has infiltrated your mind. You might not even know it, but you maybe are blocked in some creative way because of some stupid shit somebody said to you. And it could have been the smallest thing. It could be one word. And your subconscious picks those little things up and it keeps you from creating art, which is insane. But we'll get into that. I have been blocked multiple times by people I didn't know that blocked me creatively. I used to draw a lot, and a friend of mine who also draws, she grabbed my drawing and she was like, "This is not how you draw an eye. Let me teach you how to draw an eye." And I was like, okay, sure. She's going to teach me something, and I did it her way, and it was like, God, this is really awful. This is not my style. I don't like this. And I have never thought about drawing again until I noticed the drawing again, and I was shocked. I was like, how did I even let me draw that eye? It just like completely doesn't recognize my creative style. So she unintentionally dismissed my creative style and my authenticity in some kind of way. The really small comment blocked me from creating drawings, which is crazy. Let me show the drawing. Like, the eye is just a dot. But that's just how I draw. I don't want to spend time on details because I don't like them. And I also have the drawings I did afterwards, which she told me, like, that's not how you draw an eye. You can see why it didn't fit. And she was like, "Oh, you're still not doing it right." I didn't realize I was that creatively blocked with creating drawings because I typically don't draw. I used to, but I didn't. But now I know why. I had so many emotions this week, like every other week, of course. The biggest critic that you'll ever come to see is yourself. You are your own biggest critic. Unintentional, but also intentional. You want to do something perfect. It doesn't go that way. So I really learned that, but that made me feel weird because, yeah, you're fucking blocking your own creative self from creating your art, which is a really strange thing to go through because, what do you mean? I want to create art, but I am the one blocking my own art. Like, it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. So I was really mad. I didn't want to do any of the exercises. I skipped 2 days. I never skip the morning pages. I never do because I realize how valuable they are, even though I sometimes hate doing them. They sort out my thoughts. They really let me express and let myself think. And it really gives me an anchor to start a day of good and creatively. I followed this songwriting workshop and I had to make a cover of a song. And I was so angry that week that I didn't want to express myself creatively because I was working through so many blockages. But I did continue to create the art, but it was so difficult, but I pushed through it. And I got it on the other end. And I was like, there's no way I can finish this song in 2 hours. And I did. And I was so proud. I had like 1 minute left to join the call for song sharing. And I was so happy and proud of myself because I was like, okay, well, I am stronger than I realize. I've also had criticism my whole life, so I normally know how to deal with it, but those snarky little comments still sometimes poke through at me. Not anymore. I know now how to take those criticisms and not let it personally affect me. Criticism always has an effect on you, unintentional, which is crazy. Like, I didn't know that before, but then I started peeling back all the layers, and I was like, ooh, there's something hidden there. People made really stupid comments about me from when I was like 4 years old or even before that. So I really have an experience training with criticism, but now I also see how criticism affects us in our daily life and with our creative blockages, which was insane because I thought I was so well at receiving criticism, but I wasn't. But now I am. I won't let it block me. And also, the people who criticize you, they only see a little piece that you've been working on. You could have worked days, weeks, months, years on something, and people would see this, literally this, inside of this, and they will criticize you for that, which is low-key insane, but whatever. It's just a reflection of their inner world and their insecurities. So whatever, don't forget your own truth. If you believe in you, go do it anyway. Those people just forget that there is a whole process behind it in learning something, and those people want to see something perfectly. When I started singing, I told people I started singing lessons, and they were like, "You are starting singing lessons. You can't even sing." And I was like, "No fucking shit, I can't sing. That's why I'm starting lessons." And I got so much critique my way, and I learned how to deal with it, because I was like, well, fuck you guys anyway. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna learn it, and I'm gonna really blow you guys away, but not for you guys, for myself, because I know I wasn't perfect, but I showed moments of progression, and people were like, "This isn't perfect. Fuck you." Not fuck you, but they were like, "Ooh, this doesn't sound good." But and I was like, "Yeah, I know, but compared to the last time I showed you, I never showed anyone again." Synchronicities, guys. OMG. I've been getting so many synchronicities, like everything is working out my way. I know it is. I went to a friend in a different city, and I went there with the intention of finding some new clothes and some new jewelry. We stumbled upon this cool jewelry shop, and I was like, let's go window shopping. So we did, and it was a really cool vintage jewelry shop. So I was like, okay, let's go inside. And they had the most awesome pieces, and I was like, oh my god, should I buy something? Like, there's no way I went to the city with the intention of buying some new jewelry, and me really simply just finding a fucking cool jewelry shop. So I did. I bought 3 pieces. First of all, this ring, the cooler bracelet, which is like, and also this lapis lazuli necklace. Really cool, really cool. These were like the exact jewelries I had envisioned for me buying. So that was really strange, but yeah, synchronicities, everything is working out my way, and I see it now, and I accept it. Which is also a really hard part, but it's coming along. If you're afraid to express yourself, do it afraid. I am still afraid. I still get so icky and caught up with myself, but I do it either way. When I'm not feeling like it, when I'm like, oh, this is gonna feel like shit, make something shitty. Make the art anyway. My voice is so low today. I am still scared, but I'm still showing up. Show up messy. It doesn't really matter how you show up, but you gotta show up every day. Every day. Choose for yourself and your art and your expression. Criticism is literally everywhere, but I've now come to realize that it doesn't need to affect you. It's really easy to say, but it is harder to actually work through it, but the book taught me how. So if you want to go through your own criticism, go read the book. You can do it. You can get through your own blockages. And if you want to create art, go do it. Do it afraid, do it messy, but do it anyway. Go do it right now. Bye.